Hi everyone, and welcome back to the 1 Minute Preacher. The theologian Sinclair Ferguson once remarked how church life often ebbs and flows just like the tide. For example, when one generation discovers the importance of solid doctrine and theology, but over time they forget about who all that solid doctrine and theology is about, and so doctrine and theology just become a dry, academic, abstract pursuit. The generation that follows them, instead of saying, hey, we need to return back to the true purpose, the true meaning of doctrine and theology, they just dismiss it, even considering it harmful to one's spiritual well-being. And instead, they focus upon the experiential, the personal experiences, the emotional. But because they have no solid doctrine or theology to guide them, they eventually drift off into mysticism. And the generation that follows them, then they understand, wow, that's why we need solid doctrine and theology, and the cycle continues. And so I'm always reminded about what Paul warned Timothy about in his first letter to Timothy, where he said, watch your life and doctrine closely, because not only will you save yourself, but also your hearers. Watch your life and doctrine closely. Paul had spent 3 years in the city of Ephesus planting churches there, and then he had to send Timothy there 8 years later because false teachers had sprung up spreading heresy and false doctrine. And that's why the word doctrine is emphasized so much in that letter. But Paul also knew that having the correct beliefs, the solid doctrine, the correct theology wasn't enough. Timothy had to live it out, not only for his own sake, but also for the sake of his hearers, because seeing sound theology lived out in someone's life is just as important as hearing it from that person. Watch your life and doctrine closely. The two, they can't be separated. You can't be a balanced Christian without both of them. Now, the link appearing up above is for a couple of my other videos. They're short. If you have some time, please do watch them. And if this is your first time here, please do consider subscribing. And I hope to see you next Thursday.